what did you do in order for you to even just break into that industry? Like what do you think set you apart to even have a chance coming from a C-list school?
I think it's a couple of things.
All right, good morning here in Napa Valley, California. First off, check out these pants. Oh shoot! Oh, second of all, look at those pineapple pants. And for this, we're out here walking to the pool, and my buddy Matt, if you haven't seen the video around making $15,000 from referring some relationships, check that out because there's an opportunity for you. And we're out here, look at this awesome driving range. But I wanted to start a new series called Ask an Investment Banker, and these are primarily for folks who are looking to get in the industry. And Matt has been in the business for well over, what's it called?
Better part of a decade.
Better part of a decade. And why I think his story is unique, because the folks who are going to Stanford and Wharton, Harvard, they're gonna get into investment banking, like the top of the guys. But what makes Matt unique is he got in through being in a C school, right? Okay, so I'll give you, he went to University of Wilmington, North Carolina, which is where we met. And it's a surfer school. It's not like the best school. It's not known to have the highest percentage rate of investment bankers graduated, right?
There's only been two.
There's only been two, and you're one of them?
That was the first.
You're the first. So that's my question for you today, Matt, is if you, like, what did you do in order for you to even just break into that industry? Like what do you think set you apart to even have a chance coming from a C-list school?
I think it's a couple of things. First is networking. There's nothing that can be said than kind of hustling hard and networking for sure.
Good morning, gentlemen.
How's it going? Warm relationships, and also just cold calling as well.
So did you cold call to get meetings?
Yeah, so I set up a tracker, which, you know...
Is that a fancy word for Excel sheet?
Yeah, an Excel sheet is almost like, once you get into investment banking, kind of like a buyer's list. And I'd set up a tracker by firm and touch point and where I was in the process and what I needed to do. It was about 3,000 firms, and I just...
Holy shit.
Clicked them off one by one over the course of a year. And then use my warm relationships as well to properly network. But then I think the other part that you have to really focus on and supplement is actually just behind the scenes prep. What most schools, if they're not investment banking prep schools, will do is actually have programs that are basically like focused training programs where you get modeling and, you know, certain technical expertise. But the good news is there's a ton of resources out there, and so you kind of have to just do the legwork on your own behind the scenes to prepare for things like that. So there's a ton of courses, Breaking into Wall Street, Training the Street. Buy those, go through them, and really dig in and just master them. And that way you can learn to sell your story. You can learn the ins and outs of the day-to-day job. College will not prepare you for that unless you go to Wharton and take their investment banking program.
Okay.
Which they typically just mimic these other programs.
Okay, so here's what I'm hearing. There is a course that consolidates a lot of this knowledge.
There's a ton of resources out there. There's no reason why you shouldn't go into any interview not knowing exactly what to say, how to sell your story, and exactly what the job entails.
Okay.
If you go into an interview and you don't know what you're getting yourself into, and someone picks up on that, there's no excuse for that. All the information's out there, and it's a lot, but if you're dedicated, which you're gonna have to be in order to be successful in the job in general, you got to go through it all and master it 100%.
Okay. So what are the big three courses that you would recommend?
Breaking into Wall Street's good.
Okay.
I did that one a few times.
So that's numero uno.
Yep, and I mean, I slept with that thing.
Okay.
Put it under my pillow. The interview guide sat under my pillow, osmosis. I memorized it every single day. When I was walking, I was thinking about it, yada, yada, yada. Training the Street's a good one.
Is that your second choice?
Yeah, I'd say that's my second choice. And then Wall Street Oasis also has a good course. I personally haven't done that one, but I've heard good reviews.
Okay.
But I would say Breaking into Wall Street, Training the Street.
Okay. Okay.
But the faster you can, at the end of the day as an analyst, you are a processing machine. Your job is to get shit done.
Yeah.
And so you need to work on your financial technical knowledge.
Okay.
And then how to apply that. So become extremely fast in Excel, learn modeling through and through.
Okay.
Just general modeling, DCF, LBOs, all that stuff.
Okay.
And also in PowerPoint.
Wow. Okay. And then does GPA matter?
Yeah, 100%. Especially if you're coming from a non-target school.
Yeah. So what was your GPA?
It was a 3.75, which also, but what happens is that, you know, most schools are recruiting from target schools, you know, IVs and whatnot, and they're coming with 4.0s. So if you're coming from a non-target and you don't have a 4.0, you're already kind of at a disadvantage.
Yeah,
There's
that's
no
what I
excuse.
thought.
Yeah, so you really got to work hard and cut through that stuff.
Okay.
And you got to show some grit. The people who are going to hire you are the ones that are like, okay, this guy hustles, or this person hustles, and they're really going to, you know, not just walk on because they can walk on, they're going to bust some ass.
Yep.
So you kind of have to like layer that into your story a little bit.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is you want to have the desire to get into the business.
Gotta want it, or
You gotta want it.
or else you're gonna fail.
Second, you learn and compress knowledge so that you're prepared, and you do that
You gotta
through.
master it.
Yeah, master.
You gotta
Wow.
be
Okay.
you gotta hit the ground day one, knowing exactly how to model and beat out all those other kids that are just having it handed to them.
Okay.
Being quick in Excel.
We're gonna go through the back. We're trying to get into the pool, but we don't have a key.
Yeah, Excel mastery. I can't tell you enough. Knowing just the concepts out cold.
Yeah.
You can't walk in day one and say, "Oh, I'll learn how to do a DCF later." No, you got to be able to do an LBO in your head, a DCF in your head.
Wow.
How to do comps, the general themes behind those, and the reasons why you're doing those.
Okay.
And then be able to just be super efficient already in Excel and PowerPoint.
Okay.
Be familiar with the systems that are used in banking from like a data perspective.
Okay.
Like PitchBook, CapIQ,
Yeah.
FactSet, all those systems, Merger Market.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're not going to have a lot of experience using them, but just know them and know what they're used for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good
like that.
advice. Okay, so obviously if you don't know what those terms are, just Google it. Do some
everything's-
research.
The good thing about this industry is it's all online, so just Google it.
All right. Let's pause for a second. Hey kids, could you help us open the door, please? Thank you so much. Boom. That's how you get into a pool.
Thank you so much. We forgot our key.
We didn't. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Let's hang out over here again.
Yeah. All right, so I want to.
Get your towels.
All right, thank you, baby. All right. So now I want to go through that 3,000 list. That intrigues me as a sales guy, right? Now you pulled up your target account list. How many accounts did you actually go through out of the 3,000?
All 3,000 of them.
Shut up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I just took.
What?
I made a template email and
Let's go over here.
definitely, tweaked it in certain scenarios for various reasons, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
But I had a template email, and I would blast out, 50 to 100 a day and respond and try to get some traction with each one. I would cold call, but it comes down to something as simple as learning the cadence of a firm's email and finding those people in the firm and just building the emails yourself, like the email addresses, and hoping they work and trial and error.
Okay.
If it's his name's Tom Smith at Barclays.com, it's usually t.smith at Barclays.com, and you'd find a whole list of people and just create that. And if you got bounce backs, reiterate, try, and then pick up the phone and start calling, see if you can get through.
So as a sales guy, I'm fascinated by this, and this is like something I've written on how to jailbreak a phone or email in my book.
Yeah. Is that right?
I did. Oh, 100%. As a salesperson, you have to like
Jailbreak, I like that term.
You jailbreak their email address. It's like everyone's email address is breakable.
Yeah.
It is.
There's a cadence at every firm.
Right, every firm. So out of 3,000 companies, how many interviews or I want to know through the metrics when you get 3,000, how many of those actually responded? How many of those actually You know,
Yeah,
when
kind of the
was
funnel.
that tip? Yeah, the funnel. How did it tip out to actually landing your job?
I probably had 100 phone screens, maybe. That's super generic. I don't remember exactly what it was, but probably 100. Like actual on-site interviews, probably 10. And actually I had 3 super days. Actually, no, I probably had like 5 super days, 3 of which were worthwhile.
What are super days? Like days where you just fly in?
Yeah, so the way investment banking recruiting works is you go through usually a handful of phone screens. We'll talk to like usually a VP at first, talk to a couple of mid-level people like VP, senior associate. Maybe you'll get on the phone with an analyst or an associate as well. And then you come in for a super day, which is just a giant circus. You come in for maybe 4 or 5 hours and you just do 30-minute interviews with the whole team. Like you meet 10 people,
Got it.
12 people, whatever it is, and they come in and just try to break you for an entire day. But you're sitting in a room with, 5, 6 other candidates, and you're kind of cycling in and out and interviewing that way.
Okay.
So a super day is usually the last day, and there's usually like a modeling test or something like that attached to it.
So let's do another series on the actual
Interview
how
process.
to nail the interview process.
Yeah.
I think that was a great overview, right? You gotta want it. Summarize. You
Gotta prepare.
You gotta prepare. You gotta learn. You have to learn it.
Yeah.
And then you have to go, business development.
Simply learning how to tell your story isn't going to do it. You got to show that you've done the groundwork and you're coming in not only at the same level as target schools, but even hungrier. Like you actually went further and have done the work behind the scenes and, done all the preparation possible. So you're not relying on the investment banking training program as you get in and you're just saying, I think I want to be an investment banker. Like you have got to go through it and know exactly what it means to be in the industry and convey that message so people know that you know what you're getting into.
Perfect. Awesome. If you like this, please like it, subscribe, share it, tag somebody who is going through the process right now. Oh boy, get in there. Actually, let's get you jumping in there. And then if you like it,
Oh boy, it's a little cold this morning. Oh boy.
All right. And if you like it, subscribe it, tag it, share it. This is so funny to watch. YouTube's gonna eat you up, dog. Oh, here we go. And we're gonna do more series to kind of give you more detail on the actual interview process and some of the tips and tricks.
Watch my video where I sunk 2 putts.
And then we're gonna tag the video around how to make $15,000 with your firm by bringing him deals. So more to come. Hope you enjoy the content. Check it out. Peace.